About a month ago now, I had a grandpa project I had to work on, making a play table. It was more of a temporary cover for a coffee table that could be used to play on. They painted a like a lake and some grass on it so they could set up a railroad track and play on the coffee table. And then I told them to use the other side, paint some, I gave them some dry erase board. Didn't have time to paint it on there for them. Give them some dry erase board paint. They could paint the other side, that way they'd have a big drawing board too. But anyway, I had some of this medium density fiberboard left, MDF, 1/2 inch stuff, and I was just getting ready to shove it up on top of the loft with all the other pieces that I forget I got when it's time for another project. And I had two pieces. I had this one. I cut this one first for the project I was making, and I didn't like the squareness of it. It was off a little bit, so I cut a piece off the other end. That left me about a 4x4 sheet of this stuff I was going to throw up there. And I thought, self, why don't you make yourself a nice work table? So I did. So I took some 2x4s and rabbited a 1/2 inch deep groove on the edge and put that in there. Get back here in the sunlight a little bit. Put 489,233 coats of tung oil on it. Well, maybe not quite that many, but it took a while to soak into that MDF to where it quit soaking it up. Made the legs out of 2x4s, and then I put a dado joint in those, stuck a piece of scrap 1/2 inch plywood I had, cut those strips and glued them in there so that it give us some strength both ways. Put some nice caster wheels on there that not only lock the wheels, but the swivel locks also. You get all 4 of those locked, and this table's pretty stout. And to release them, just put that right there. Now, one of the things I've noticed out here working without something good to work on is I've been using my tailgate of my truck. I'll lay a piece of plywood or something on it. It's about the right height. This 4-wheel drive Dodge pickup is Cummins diesel. It sets up in the air a long ways. It's a little over 37 inches to the top of the tailgate here. I thought, well, that's an ideal height. I also thought that my work table ought to be that height. So if you notice, when I roll these up together, they're at the same height. Now, another thing about that, I thought, well, if I'm working on this top and my pieces are too long, I could always use my truck as an extension. Like slide boards in and out. I could also load stuff off onto this table without picking it up. Thought that'd work out good. But I've only got one 2x4 running the length of that, so I think I'm going to put 2 more in there. Put one here and one here. That'll make that pretty stout. I think it'll hold up anything I put on it. But cheap little project, not a lot to it. Works pretty good.